Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of the Dreams Are Real podcast. I'm Dan McPherson, and my job and the purpose of this podcast is to share stories and tools that inspire you and make it easier to follow your dreams. I'm passionate about sharing inspiration and training that helps others achieve their dreams, and I'm currently booking events in the US and internationally for 2020. If you're looking for a speaker for your next event, please visit leadersmustlead.com for more information and to schedule a call. Our guest today is MK Bertulfo. Korina Mommy MK Bertulfo is a business and career strategist, trainer, speaker, and the founder of the 160,000 plus member Filipina Homebased Moms Facebook group, the first and biggest freelancing group for moms in the Philippines. I connected with MK earlier this year during a speaking tour in Asia and was super excited for the opportunity to reconnect for this conversation. In this episode, MK shares how her background as a child entrepreneur selling fruits and vegetables, sweets, and even stickers was the springboard that allowed her to launch FHMoms and grow it to over 160,000 members in just 2 years, which led to her recent success as a finalist in season 4 of the entrepreneurial reality show Final Pitch Philippines. You'll find more info about MK at FHMoms.com and can see the great things she is inspiring in the world in the FHMoms community on Facebook. For fantastic behind-the-scenes info and discussion about our podcast, be sure to search for the Dreams Are Real podcast group on Facebook and join our growing community. And now, here's my conversation with MK Bertulfo. Welcome to the Dreams Are Real podcast, where we aim to ignite the fire that allows you to unleash your greatest potential. I'm your host, Dan McPherson, and I'm on a mission to help you own your story on the way to building your ideal life. The first step toward achieving your dreams is to overcome the momentum of zero. Take a step and let that motion dispel the emotions of fear, worry, or self-doubt. No matter where you are in your life or your career, only you can make that choice. The good news, you've got this. Why? Because dreams are real. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Dreams Are Real podcast. I'm your host, Dan McPherson. Today we have a fun and exciting guest with us. Mommy MK Bertulfo is the CEO and founder of Filipina Homebased Moms. She runs a community of over 150,000 members. She builds this community with fun and connection and focusing upon helping people in so many ways. I was fortunate to meet her during my journeys in Southeast Asia for Freedom Summit Global, and I'm excited to learn much more about her story and share it with you. And I'm happy to have you with us. Welcome, MK.
Thank you so much, Dan, for inviting me in your show.
Absolutely. I look forward to hearing so much about what it is that you do and how you came to be where you are. First, though, how do you respond when other people ask what you do?
So I always tell them that I'm a first-time mom of a 4-year-old boy and that I am the founder of this Facebook community. It's called Filipina Homebased Moms or FHMoms. It started 2 years ago, and I've been helping a lot of moms here in the Philippines and also abroad, or those who are working as an OFW, so that they can just go back here in the Philippines and work with their family. I also work as an email support and a virtual assistant for a few clients in the US.
For our audience, many of whom may not know, OFW is?
Overseas Filipino workers.
Okay. So these are people who are Filipinos who are working not there, and you're helping these groups. I heard you mention this group started 2 years ago.
Right.
And it's 150,000 people. I'm sure that we'll get into it more later, but I have to ask, how did it grow so quickly in such a short period of time?
So when I started the community, I was just thinking maybe if I could create a Facebook group, I'll have like office mates, because since I'll be working from home, I feel that I'll be sad just working by myself. So I thought to myself, why not create a community or a group? And then I was surprised when there's so many moms join the community. So maybe because Facebook is also like um like having this suggested groups with the Facebooks of those moms. So that's one. I also partner with a lot of mommy groups. That's how I was able to grow with the community.
That's amazing. That's so fast to grow to such a large number. And it sounds like you have a great passion for that. I want to come back to that in just a bit. Where before this group, which has only been the last 2 years, where did you begin? What created MK? How was your childhood? What was that like?
So when I was a kid, I saw that my parents are very entrepreneurial. We have a lot of small businesses. So I experienced selling vegetables and fruits in weekend market. And when I was in my grade school, I sell sweets to my classmates. And when I reached high school, before before the K-pop, I used to sell those cuties in those cute guys. I would print it in stickers. So that's when I started. So
So you
it's
made
really fun
stickers for
because
cute guys?
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So I also sell like makeups with my office mates when already working in the corporate. So I started those entrepreneurial skills when I was younger until I was able to start doing business online.
You were an entrepreneur from a very young age.
Right.
That's incredible.
I've been testing a lot of small businesses before when I was younger. Maybe the reason is that I tried looking for a job when I was 17. I thought I'll get one, but I have to wait until I reach 18. So that's the main reason why I started doing different businesses when I was younger.
Wow. So you did that because you couldn't get a regular job. So you said, I'll
Right,
create my own. And
right.
you tried several different ones. At that point in time, did you have a dream looking forward? Was there something that you thought, I want to do this with my life, or I hope to do this?
Yeah, so when I was younger and I don't have any resources, I've thought why not enroll in a marketing or a course that would help me build my own. So when I was in college, I took marketing um, and entrepreneurship as well. However, I'm an undergrad, so I wasn't able to finish college. But it's so nice to be in the freelancing industry because all my skills when it comes to marketing, I was able to use it.
You've been able to use so many of your skills that you gathered. Where did you go to college?
Oh, it's an international school here in the Philippines. I'm a scholar.
That's fantastic. So did you grow up in Manila or outside or nearby?
I live in Manila.
You live in Manila. And after you were done with college, what did that look like? What came next?
So after college, I applied for a call center job. So after giving birth to my son, I decided to look for a call center job because all of my friends are entering the call center industry. So I gave it a shot, and I was lucky that I got my first job as a call center as a customer service representative for um, for a credit card company.
And how did that go?
So I experienced talking to a lot of angry customers since the account is credit card. So after that, I applied for another company that's still in the call center, but focus more on answering emails.
I have, as part of one of the leadership positions that I had a number of years ago, I had to do a training
Hmm.
segment in a call center. I had to spend a couple of days on the phone, and I have to say those may have been my least favorite days of any training that I've ever encountered,
Right.
of just all of the calls, all of the frustration. I have a lot of respect for the people who do that every day, for the people
Hmm.
who deal with that and accomplish it, but I knew it was not for me. Did switching to emails help a little bit? Did that make it easier?
Yeah, the stress level. The I might this before when I work as a CSR. It's very stressful. However, it helped me a lot with my communication skills because before, when I was not yet in the call center industry, I'm really nervous when it comes to speaking in English. And then it boosted my confidence. And when I shifted to answering emails, I feel that I lost uh, the English communication skills. Though I still write um, in English via email, but it's totally different. So I still have to adjust. But I was able to regain my communication skills when I applied for different online jobs where I talked to so many foreign clients.
Your English skills are pretty incredible now.
I don't think so, but thank you so much.
You are very well spoken and super engaging, and it clearly serves you well as you reach out and build more and more communities around the world. After you did the email process and you worked in that world, what came next? How did you get started on your current path?
Mhm. So there's this time we're in the management in our previous company changed. There's a lot of politics going on, so I decided to finally look for an online job. And the traffic here in Manila is terrible, so I was forced to to try working from home. And my husband was the first one to get an online job, so it's easier for me to transition from working in the corporate to working from home. So I got my first online job in this platform for Filipino freelancers, and it offered me a pretty high salary, so I'm really happy because it was my first time um, getting an online job. And after that, I was so blessed with a few more clients, and the money that we're earning uh, helped us have our own house. And then we started traveling. So it's really a big help for us.
A couple of things that to dig into there. First, the traffic. I can testify that the traffic is a
Right.
nightmare. I think many of my audience, certainly the those from Asia, will recognize and be very familiar with it, but many of my US audience, I think, would have no idea how insane the traffic is in the Philippines, and also how big Manila is. Manila is a greater metropolitan area of
Mm-hmm.
20 million people, and it is incredibly congested. So
It
wanting to
is.
avoid that traffic is a very real need.
Right, right. That's why I always tell my friends if they could just work from home and look for an opportunity online, it will help Manila traffic.
You mentioned before that you, growing up, didn't have very many resources. You didn't have a lot of the things that maybe you do
Yeah.
now. What has that transition been like, moving from maybe not
Mhm.
having a lot of opportunity to having created some of the freedom to do things like travel and have your own home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So before, when I was younger, I never thought of having like my own house because before, um, our house it's like an apartment, and then when my mom died because of ovary cancer, we got bankrupt. So it was sold, and then we started renting. And if Manila's traffic is terrible, renting a place or a room here in the Philippines is also hard. So it's hard for me to budget the salary that I'm getting. So there's a lot of adjustments when I was still staying with my father and my sister. So I really have to work hard for the family. I remember working for two call center companies. So I just leap because after my full-time shift, I just have to like sleep in the shuttle bus, and then when I wake up, that's it. I have to work again for another company. So it's really hard until I discovered that I can just work in my online job for a few hours and earn much more bigger compared to that hassle that I did.
So first you were working one job, sleeping on the shuttle bus, going
Mhm.
to another job, not making what you needed to, and then you saw the chance to transition home.
Right.
What type of work were you doing from home at that time?
So that was email support, and then after a few, so I was so lucky with that first time gig that I got because the client was the one who sent me an email, so he's the one invited me for the job, and then after I accepted it, I tried looking for other jobs, not because it's not enough, but because I wanted to know how to get an online job by my efforts because I wanted to teach my mom community with the techniques that they can do as well. So that is the reason why I look for other jobs so that I can share the strategies with them.
So when you transitioned into working from home, is that the same time that you started the community, or did the community come later?
Oh yes. So when I landed my first online job after a few days, I was able to help a mommy friend of mine, and then that is the time that I thought of creating the community. So I'm a newbie with my online jobs and also a newbie entrepreneur since I also started the community. So I'm doing both of the things at the same time.
Wow, that sounds like a lot, but you were accustomed to working a lot and it must have been easier doing it from home. Were you nervous with this transition?
Um, you mean like managing the
Yeah,
community
well,
and
for
having
both, when
them
you started doing those, before you
because
may not have had a lot of money, but you had some
because
security.
when I started the community, it's not that so much workload that is happening unlike now because what I do in the first 6 months I just do Facebook live sessions, and then after 6 months that is the only time that I organize events. So that is the only time that I got really busy. So after a couple of months, I decided to hire trainers, mommy trainers that could help me in teaching the other moms. So right now I have 7 mommy trainers and then 3 full-time workers in FHMoms. So right
Wow.
now FHMoms, I still call it as an online community, but we are transitioning to incorporating Filipina home-based moms.
So you moved from being just a community to truly being a company.
Right. So that made me nervous, but it's interesting because it only means that more opportunities will come.
As you think of that community and beginning to grow it, what would you say helped you, not just the Facebook algorithm, but what were you all about? What do you think drew people to you? I ask because there are so many Facebook groups that start, even that they're about moms, and maybe they're 300 people or 100 people and they're done, and you're 161,000 people right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah. So aside from Facebook algorithm, I saw that there are so many members who recommend the Facebook group FH Moms to their friends as well because they say that it's a community where the members respect each other and the admins, the management are very generous about giving information. So and all of us in the community are kind, so we don't really like bush or bully other people, so we don't do that inside the community.
So it's a very nice place to be. They're getting a lot of value. What type of value are you providing? What type of training or information do you offer that connects to people so well?
Mm-hmm. So we teach them on how to create their resume, how to write their cover letter. So the basic things that they need to know on how they could get an online job. So we also have free webinars. So I myself conduct a 4-hour training. It's free every month just to orient them on how online freelancing works. And then few other webinars for topics such as accounting, social media, virtual assistants, e-commerce as well. So those kind of skills training.
Okay, and as you transition into a business, apparently somewhere in there, there are also some paid options, I'm guessing, of it,
Right,
maybe
right.
advanced training. What type of training do you offer in that role?
What I do, I always make sure that uh, the things that they get for free is still more than compared to those that are paid. So because majority of our members don't have enough budget, so we make sure that they still get the value that they wanted with the free trainings and freebies that we have. Uh, so right now, the courses that we have are purely online, but we also conduct face-to-face training.
So you offer lots of different types of training, and I love the passion for providing incredible value. We know that the vast majority of members of any group will participate, but are maybe
Mm-hmm.
not engaged in a financial way. And as I'm even with something as small as the Dreams Are Real community, I feel the same way that we need to offer connection and kindness, and we need to offer incredible value. And as we do, then things will grow, and we will grow together and help one another. It seems that you have done that in a
Mm-hmm.
very large way. What were there any milestones or things that as the group has grown that you've really celebrated, whether it be a certain number of members or a certain accomplishment that feel like they're really important or significant on that journey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we always celebrate even small wins. So every time there's a mommy member that landed an online job for the first time, we celebrate that. Even if there's a newborn baby, so we call that an FHMoms baby because we believe every time we help a mom, we're actually helping the whole family, and that means securing the future of that newborn baby. So that's how we celebrate small things. But recently, I joined a startup competition in the national TV here in the Philippines, and it gave me so much experience and learning. So it's something that our community is proud of. All the all the achievements that we got, including uh, the like the media, the guestings, because we don't pay for it basically um because they are the ones who reach out to us for our community to be featured. So it's pretty cool to be on TV or in radio without paying for any fee, right?
What was it like being on TV was that your first time on TV?
I no, it's my first time in TV with like few what's that called, like, because usually it's just a guesting, but this time it's few um few shows, something like that.
Oh, okay. So what was the name of the show?
It's the final pitch. It's similar to Shark Tank.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you were fantastic on that. I love that you posted the links, and we will link to that in the show notes as well for people to be able
Yeah.
to go and take a look. That had a pretty significant impact on the community then?
Yes, because we actually got a grant and an investment. So after incorporating FH Moms, then we can accept the investment from the investor.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Len.
That's such a huge and exciting win for you.
Mm.
Eh, I love that you celebrate in all the small ways that you talk about it, not just as a community, but the phrase you use, securing people's futures, that and
Mhm.
securing that child's future. It's something that I'm passionate about as well. A lot of the work that I do is with women entrepreneurs, which is part of why I
Mhm.
resonate so much with what you're doing and what your mission is. I believe that entrepreneurs in general, but really creatives and women entrepreneurs are a huge part of the inspiration of the future and are what are going to create generational change in the world and solve
Mhm.
some of the world's largest problems. And I love that you're impacting that in such a large way. Do you Have you paused at all to consider the impact that a group that size can, not just individually, but as a larger group, can have on the community and on the world?
Right now, we're having a hard time like getting the numbers since it's really big. So what I usually do is run a poll. So from what I've learned, the monthly salary that these moms are getting have increased from zero, of course. These are stay-at-home moms. So right now, the average earning would go to 20,000 pesos up to 50,000 pesos. That is in pesos. So if in dollars, how much is that in dollars? So around
50 to 1, so
uh,
$1,000, so it might be $1,000 a month
right.
US,
So it's really a
which is
big help for the family.
huge in the
Right.
Philippines. That's
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And to be part of that change, do you have broader goals as well? Or, like, I guess maybe looking toward the future, what are your hopes for this group?
Mm-hmm. So, because what I wanted is to have our own platform so that we can reach more Filipino, so that they can have like access to like a high quality education. So some of the Filipinos who wasn't able to finish, especially the moms, some of them will just stop after getting pregnant, stop going to school. So we wanted to give that learning opportunity to these moms. So having a platform will help giving that kind of opportunity and maybe have our own job matching platform.
Incredible. And with such a big user base to start with, you have a great start toward that path as well.
Mhm.
Is running a company or a group different than you thought it would be?
Yes. So there was a time that I was really busy doing all the things that I have to do for the community. And I just told myself that there's no turning back because I'm already here and there's so many people believing in me, believing in the community. And I just really wanted to make things happen. So I don't really think of, just stopping.
Yeah, the momentum builds and you have to keep going, right?
Right.
What, as you think about your journey as an entrepreneur, you started with selling vegetables and stickers to
Mm-hmm.
to the cute guys, and now you're running a group of 160,000 plus people. You're on TV, all of these incredible things. Is there one moment that you would say is a defining moment for you as an entrepreneur?
Defining moment. Wait.
Like, is there a moment that you would say that this is the thing that I look back, maybe this is the point where everything changed, or this is a
Uh,
point that means the most to me? Is there a moment that jumps out at you?
Yeah, so the moment I registered FHMoms as a business, that is a wake up call for me to to be better with business, plan and communicate always with my team members because before it's just me who's doing everything and right now I have to consider what my teammates or my employees would say about our community since they are also stakeholders. So those kind of considerations really help me change my mindset when it comes to doing business.
When you registered, it became real very fast,
Yeah,
didn't it?
right. I know.
It's this fun, happy hobby for a minute, and then we register it and go, uh-oh, now this
Oh.
is different, right? I think for me, when I registered my business, there was a moment. I had run companies, but I registered my business and started adding team, and I had that uh-oh moment as well. I feel that.
There's a pressure for me since I'm just 25 and some of my batchmates are still clueless about what they have to do in those
I'm sorry,
here.
you said you're 25, is that
Yes, I'm just
right?
25.
That's yeah, that makes the journey even more incredible.
Yeah.
I'm sure much of our
Right.
audience just asked themselves, "Wait a minute, she's 25. How is that possible?" That's awesome. You What do you think has allowed you, I guess mentioning that, what do you think has allowed you to make that progress at such a young age?
Maybe because of my age, that's number one. It's easier for me to work on the tools online, and then in social media, it's easier for me to work faster. So I do the hustle every day. So also whenever I think of something like a new project, I always do it fast.
Okay. So you're working with speed, and you
Right.
understand all the platforms, so that helps you. So you were, it's nice. I guess I see that you were born late enough that you have a really strong knowledge of all the technology, and are able to
Right.
move at that speed. And because of that, combine it with the energy and the focus and the drive. That's a pretty good recipe. Are there any lessons that you've learned even in this last couple of years
Mm-hmm.
that jump out at you?
Yeah. So so I try to be kind and humble always. I remember when I started out FHMoms, I was bullied by so many industry experts. I was really scared, but I still work hard, and uh, I feel that the reason why there's so many people believing in me is that because of just being kind and being humble with all the achievements that we have in the community.
You said that when you started, you were bullied by industry experts.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit. You don't have to name anybody. I'm not asking for
Yeah, yeah,
names,
yeah.
but what was that like? What was that like, and why do you think that it happened?
Because I was the offerings that we have in the community compared to them, it's very affordable. So maybe that's one, and maybe because I was so fast, that's why. So maybe that's the reason why they also tried to bring me down. Maybe they're scared because there's like a new group that might you know take over. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Right? And I mean, were they sending you emails, calling you, just trying to take your customers, or
No,
your
no,
community
they
members?
posted on social media, and
Okay.
even my members knew that who they are referring is me. But what's funny is that I didn't um, like post it online.
Right.
So I just let it be and move forward with all the projects that we
You,
have. And
you
then
didn't worry
after
about
that,
them, you worried about you.
yeah, yeah. I cried a lot because it's my
Oh,
first time. But after that, my husband taught me that what to think. Of course, so it's having my husband as a support group helped me a lot in doing the business, because as a millennial, you're kind of it's hard to explain uh, those things that you experience the first time. So you also don't know how to react, so it's good to have someone with you who can explain it better and what you can focus on.
that must have been a very difficult time. I know
Yeah.
I've made the mistake of reading the comments of some posts that I probably shouldn't have as well. I think anybody who tries to do something good in the world is going to have people that try to pull them down, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. As much as we want to not care what other people think, it's hard to not let it
Yeah.
affect us. Have you has that gone away, meaning that other people trying to take that down, or have you just become more resistant to it, or more, or a thicker skin with it?
So every time there's someone who's kind of negative with what I do, I post positive things. Just I don't know. It became a practice. Every time there's a negativity, I always post positive things or new projects so that my it will be converted to a positive energy.
That's good. Replace any negative that could be out there with a positive, and
It worked for me like a lot of times.
that's
So I
good.
guess
Let the light shine, right? And now there are less tears and more smiles. We like that.
right.
is there something maybe that you've learned that you wish you'd known a couple of years ago about running a community or about being an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm. Maybe people management or managing my employees. So because I have just few years in the corporate, just 2 years, I believe, or less. I don't have any managerial position like the background. So I feel that if I have a managerial experience, maybe that could help. But so what I did now is I just hired a manager because
Solve the problem. Hire someone who's done it, right?
yeah, but I still think that if I have a managerial position, maybe it would help me when it comes to decision making or maybe firing someone, something like that. Because maybe I'm just too kind to fire someone, so
It,
I let someone do it for me. I don't like firing anyone.
I think that your situation there is very common. Many of the clients that I work with are new entrepreneurs who maybe or they've been, even if they've been longtime entrepreneurs, it's the first time that they've begun growing a team, and they've not had the experience leading a team. They've not had the experience managing different people and learning how to delegate and gaining all of those skills that you get either by a lot of experience or maybe a little bit by schooling, although I don't know that schooling
Right.
gets all the way
Especially
there.
online, because all of us in the team are 100% virtual
Right.
virtual workers. So it's hard, but I'm happy that my team are very responsible, even if we don't see each other all the time.
That's important, and I'm glad that you are grabbing those skills. I definitely connect with the need. As I say, I see it in so many of the clients that I end up working with. That's their situation as well, that they've built this amazing business with an incredible purpose and a wonderful community, and then they look around and say, well, now what? How do I manage this, right? it's
Right.
it's a
Hmm.
it's a big challenge with that. And no, having those skills up front certainly might have made things faster, but they may have also slowed you down, right? Because they may have gotten in the way of you thinking this is the right way to do it. But for
Hmm.
you, you've had the freedom to go and move with speed. You've had the freedom to learn and grow and connect, and I think there's a lot of good to that. As you think about all of these entrepreneurs that you're connecting, because in the end, the stay-at-home moms are all entrepreneurs.
Right.
They they
Mhm.
they're all business owners in their own right, however that may show up. What do you think is the most important characteristic if they're going to be successful?
Yeah. Um, Again, they should always stay positive, especially these moms in our community. They are experiencing like a lot, either from their husband, with their kids, and some of them just gave birth and would experience postpartum depression. So there's a lot of things going on, and the pressure is on because they have to look for an online job to help with the income. So just be positive and believe in yourself that you can do everything as long as you will dream of it and know that you can do it.
Are there resources other than obviously the group and the things that you put there? Are there resources, whether it's books or people
Mhm.
or podcasts or anything like that, that have made it easier for you to chase your dreams and made it easier for you to help others?
Mhm. So to be honest, I don't read books. I just learned how, like, I just watch Netflix with my free time. So I cannot recommend a book nor a movie. So would say what works for me is that I go to different networking events, a lot of events that could help me as a startup, as an entrepreneur. So there's a lot of events that are being recommended by Facebook near your place. So that's something that can help. I always browse those events near my place.
That's great. Networking events. are all about relationships. And
Right.
I like to say that life is about performance and relationships are foundational to everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to a networking event, what are your goals when you go in? Is it just to connect and say hi? Do you go in with specific goals? What's your aim?
Yeah. So what I do, I check what kind of event is that. So there are events that I go like always. If it's a smaller event, like just few people, that's the best time to talk to different people. But if it's like a conference or an expo, that is the only time that I will make sure to target like the manager in the booth, something like that, or maybe the speaker. So that is the only time that I target a specific network. But if not, I just talk to anyone if
When you
it's a
talk
smaller.
when you talk to them, are you just saying hi? Are you trying to set up a lunch or something, or are you getting contact information? What's your goal as you're talking to people?
Sometimes I would just let them share whatever story they got, and then when I see that there's something that I can be a help of, that is the only time that I talk about what I do. So I still wait after all the things that they have shared to me.
So you're giving them the opportunity to share with you and for you to learn about them and waiting until the right moment to put yourself out there.
Yeah, because I really wanted to help in any way. So I wanted to make sure that the help that I'm giving will actually give impact to them.
That's very good. I think that's great advice for for those listening. If this were written in a transcript, I would encourage you to underline and put stars around that. When you go to a networking event, it's not about how many cards you can take away.
Right.
It's about making a connection, and connections are created by offering value, but by listening and learning what someone needs. It's not
Mhm.
about forcing yourself out there and overly selling yourself. I love that. And I
Right.
love that
It's
approach.
very important to listen even to my community. I always do a lot of surveys. I always ask them what they want. It helped me understand my audience, and then it helped me in thinking of new projects that will benefit everybody.
What's been the most difficult part about running the community? Has it been the leadership team and kind of getting that in place, or is it growing it? Like what is the biggest challenge you think with continuing with the community?
Since we're growing fast, I would say that managing the comments maybe, and then the post. There's a lot of pending posts. So what's nice about Filipino home-based moms is that we make sure that everyone is engaged. So we do a lot of volunteer works for the members. So we ask them if they could blog or write a blog for us. So aside from helping the community, they're actually helping themselves because they can use it for their portfolio. So we make sure that everybody, benefits with all the projects that we have.
I love that you're leveraging the community to do some of the work too. That's great.
I know, right?
Right. They get a great benefit and you don't have to write the blog. That's a
Right.
pretty good
I don't
win.
have to pay
That's
for
right.
a writer.
That's great. You use everything that you can, right? That probably that mindset comes from not having had a lot of resources and having had to make the most of them. That's good.
Yeah, that's why it's good that I started to someone that don't have any resources. At least I have to, right, like right now, I like all the things that I can use. It's important if you're a startup entrepreneur and you don't have enough, you know um money to pay for employees. So it's good to start with something like that.
As you look forward with the group, do you see it or hope that it will grow into the millions, or are you just growing it as best you can by providing value?
um for the group, if it will grow that big, it will be harder for us to manage. But yeah, I would love to reach more people using our platform. But what I really wanted is to see like more moms getting online jobs, because that is the only way for me to measure the success of the community, to see a lot of moms being able to afford getting a new house, a new car, so the life that they are dreaming of. So every time that every time that they would achieve their personal dreams, I believe that is something that FH Moms will be proud of, and of course me as their leader. It's a dream come true for me.
Speaking of dreams, what does the phrase dreams are real mean to you?
Hmm. For me, for me, when I started Filipina Home-Based Moms, I thought that um, I cannot achieve my dreams when I was younger. But when I position myself that I'm capable of achieving those dreams, um, no, it's easier for me to um, actually get it, right? Because before don't really know how to get it, and now that I'm step by step, I'm getting like little achievements or small steps. It boosted my confidence to actually aiming for bigger dreams.
Achieving one made you feel confident you could achieve more,
Right.
right? You are certainly an example that many would look at and say, wow, dreams are real. How does it feel when people use you? Here you are, 25 years old, running a group, this huge group of people, hundreds of thousands of people, being on TV, doing all of
Mm-hmm.
that. How does it feel when people cite you as an example that dreams are real?
Mm-hmm. So, to be honest, I don't know how to feel, but I experienced being approached by stay-at-home moms who don't have any work experience, and they tell me that they that I'm an inspiration to them. I'm really happy because I never thought of myself being an inspiration to anyone. So, what I wanted is that I just wanted all of my projects in mind to be done perfectly. But I don't really think about of people loving all the things that I do, and it's actually great because I didn't notice that I'm actually inspiring so many people.
You were doing it for the right reasons, and it sounds like it just that maybe you weren't doing it for the accolades. You were doing it to help people, and now you realize, oh wait, they're excited about that. It's helped
Yeah.
so many. It, that's a beautiful thing, and I would say it's even fortunate, and that transitions us to our fortunate five, the five questions that we ask everyone at the end of a podcast that are a little bit fun and about things that we've done or want to do, or even that'll happen in the world. First, what's the most exciting or adventurous thing that you've ever done?
Mm. Um. Wait. Let me think. Adventurous thing that I've ever done. Would say that um yeah, be on TV. It's really fun to be on TV, especially in the pitching competition I experienced. Being on the shooting for starting 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's really tiring but fun. And there's this time that when the show was already on TV, all of us in the family gather to watch. So it's like Manny Pacquiao, right? So it's like a boxing match. Everyone is shouting and yelling. So that is how it feels.
That's awesome. It was like a boxing match. And it's gotta feel great gathering with everybody and watching and go, wait, that's me.
Yeah,
Uh
and every all of my friends and even the moms will message me telling me that, hey, I watched you on TV.
oh, that's wonderful. That's a great experience. What is something that you wish you were good at but aren't yet?
I wish I'm good at dancing. So I don't dance. I love singing. So I sing in karaoke, but not like. like not that good, really.
Oh, I sense a singing competition TV show coming. You say you would like to be better at dancing, a particular type of dancing or just dancing in general?
Just dancing in general.
Then you could sing and dance at the same time.
Right.
What is the best meal or food experience that you've ever had?
I'm not sure if it's like a best meal experience because to be honest, when I got married, I don't know how to cook, and then my husband is a really good cook, and their whole family. So um, I was really nervous to to cook because maybe they won't like it. So going back to the question, if there's so every time we would go out to a restaurant, we will just ask him to just order for me. So I'm not that really good when it comes to naming those food, but I like the street food here in the Philippines. That includes balut. I'm not sure if you've tasted it in
Oh man,
or
I knew
yeah,
this
so I
would
like
come
it
up.
like a
I
lot.
knew it would come up. I know. So balut
It's my favorite.
for those listening, help them understand what balut is.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how do I
It's
describe it.
a fertilized duck embryo,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So when in the two visits that I've been there, I've been encouraged very strongly to try it, and it is one of the few things that I have not. So that's why I'm laughing, because there were a whole group of people encouraging me to try. You like balut? You're one of the fans.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I
You don't
haven't
like it? It's okay.
I haven't
Totally
done it yet.
understandable.
I
But I
haven't
love
done
it.
that
Every
yet.
time I would go out of the house, I would pick one.
That's funny. What is a travel destination that you would like to go to? What's your dream place to travel to?
I'm not sure about like an international trip, but I've gone like a lot of local trips here in the Philippines. Most of them are beaches, so it's really fun. But if there's a travel destination, maybe I would go to the places where my foreign clients at. So that's in Canada, maybe.
Okay. Or I'm in the United States. You're welcome to come here too.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yes,
Yeah.
a lot of friends in Canada for sure. Go in the summer, unless you really want a lot of snow. This
Mhm.
morning we got several inches of snow, so I'm being reminded of that. That you say you haven't traveled much internationally?
Yeah, I don't have a passport yet, so
Okay, and I know
I'm
it's
getting
very
my passport
difficult.
next year.
Oh, that's exciting. Then you can travel all over the
Yeah,
place.
right.
That's very fun. And you said you like to go to beaches locally.
Right.
That's wonderful. I burn easily, so I try to stay away from beaches, even though I love the ocean. What do you hope or believe will be the most exciting invention of the next 30 years?
Invention. Maybe any invention that will help all the moms, the all the work done at home. So including the dishes. I know there's one, but if there's like an invention that we can do like a snap, like all of the mess in the house will
All the
be
housework's
okay.
done, right? I would like that for my son's room right now. Just
I know.
that's great. I know you would get a resounding applause if that invention comes up in the house. For
Right.
example, if the laundry could be done. I saw a laundry folder,
Right.
and
I saw that one too in Facebook.
oh man,
But still, you still have to even the one for the dishes still
right.
have to put some work.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
I,
want
I think I
something that
need it to be like it is at some restaurants where it's just a conveyor belt. I just walk in the kitchen and set it down and it comes out the other side and it's all good, and maybe even put away. That'd be great. Yeah, a
right.
little bit more robotic control. So what we need maybe is someone to clean for us, but is like a robot from the Jetsons from a long time ago. That's
That could
probably it.
work as well.
All right. Well, I think you'll get a lot of support among our audience for that invention for sure. As we wrap up, is there a certain thought or a message that you would like to leave with our audience?
Yeah. So to those entrepreneurs who are watching, I know there's a lot of things going on with your business right now, but know that it's okay to ask for help. So if you feel that your house is a mess, maybe you could ask for some help as well. Or if your business is growing, or you wanted to grow your business, maybe it's time for you to delegate some tasks. Maybe you could hire a virtual assistant. You can hire a virtual assistant from FHMoms actually. So that's one. So be open to delegating tasks. And then for those who are watching that are stay-at-home moms, it's good to this is the good time to actually consider working from home. So if you're afraid of applying for an online job, just find a support group that could help you.
Great messages. How can our audience find you? What are you working on that we should know about, and how can they connect?
Sure. So you can send us an email at connect@fhmoms.com. You can also visit our website at fhmoms.com, and you can join our community. It's Filipina Homebased Moms, or FHMoms. And we're working on our first ebook that will also be a published book. So these are the compilation of the success stories of our moms. So that's one. We have so many ongoing projects right now, like a lot of events online and offline. So just check out our page.
When you check out the page and the group, you will certainly get a lot of that information. If someone is interested in finding a virtual assistant through FHMoms, what's the best way for them to do that?
Oh, for now, they can just send us a message with the job description, and then we can easily find the best fit.
That's great. I know I've had 3 people in the last 4 days ask me where they can find a virtual assistant. So I think we know one of the clear paths. That's a good thing.
Yeah. What's good thing about hiring a virtual assistant from us is that we don't charge yet, because we don't have a platform. So it's actually helping us to give job opportunities to these moms, because we focus more on training. So we can help you find the right virtual assistants for you with just a snap. So just tell us what you need, and then we can give it to you right away.
That's wonderful. And to be clear, you don't charge for the service of doing that. The virtual assistant,
now,
there is a charge for.
Let's see.
I just want to make sure everyone catches that.
Right.
That's wonderful. Your energy and your passion and your drive are incredible. I'm so thankful to have had you for this conversation. Thank you so much for spending the time and hanging out with us.
Well, thank you so much, Dan, for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be able to share my experience. It's really fun. This experience is really fun.
It's wonderful. We look forward to having you back as your business doubles and goes beyond, and you're on even more TV shows. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on the Dreams Are Real podcast. If anything we've said has inspired you to dream bigger, live more boldly, or move closer to your ideal life, please reach out and let us know, and also be sure to share this episode with a friend. We would be honored if you would like, subscribe, and leave a review for our show on your favorite podcasting platform. And for more discussion of this episode and all things related to the Dreams Are Real podcast, and to receive your free download of Dan's Defining Your North Star training, please join our Dreams Are Real community on Facebook. Until next time, be amazing and keep crushing it.